Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to our Booth Rep Training webinar. Thank you for being here. My name is Stephanie Chrisman, and I'm the Exposition Coordinator with Pittcon. The purpose of this training is to prepare you with all of the technical knowledge and information you need to successfully manage your booth during the week of the conference. So on the agenda today, I'm just going to quickly go over some important dates and deadlines coming up fairly soon, and also a promotional piece I'd like to talk to you about. And then I'm going to pass it over to Tracy and Tyler, who are going to dive right into all of that key information you need to know. For our important dates and deadlines, the first one is tomorrow, Friday, February 19th. This is the last day to purchase sponsorships. This is also the last day to make any final payments on existing sponsorships. The 19th is also the deadline to send your press release or press packet as a single PDF document only to publicity@pittcon.org and to schedule a press conference. Monday, February 22nd, is your deadline to complete your products, services, and company description in the Exhibitor console. So you can sign right into your console, and under the Update My Basic Information section, you'll just add your products and services. We'll translate them over to the LabRoots platform, and they'll be used in the search function. If you do not enter those by February 22nd, they will not be translated to the LabRoots platform, but they will be on our website. And then finally, Friday, February 26th is the deadline to submit all sponsorship graphics. It's also the deadline to register your booth reps. So your booth reps are included in your tier, and depending on what tier you have a different number of allotted reps. And you've indicated those in your booth grid, or you are indicating them now. You'll also want to register them through LabRoots, and Tracy and Tyler will talk about that a little bit. So other than these three deadlines, I just want to really talk about following your existing deadlines in place with your booth grid and your review periods with LabRoots. We're really kind of hitting the deadline. We're only a few weeks away from the conference. So it is super important to meet your deadlines and continue to check Asana daily if you're in your review period so that we're completing all of this information. LabRoots is doing a fantastic job, but their hands are full. They are doing our entire platform. They have our networking and our technical program as well. So it is just really important to stick to their deadlines. And then another question that I've been getting is, how to share your location within the platform to your clients and your customer base. So we don't have booth numbers, and I want to make sure that you all know we don't have booth numbers like we usually do in an in-person show. Instead, you'll want to give out your hall location. So we have 1 through 17 halls with 11 exhibitors in each hall. So you'll fall in there and you could say, hey, come visit us in Expo Hall 7. And you can use that instead of a booth number. If you're unsure of what your hall is, you can reach out to me. We'll also have a finalized list soon for you. The promotional piece I want to talk about quickly is if you're already hosting an event in your booth for all attendees and all participants, whether that be a learning or maintenance lab, some form of social engagement such as a happy hour or a Q&A with a guest speaker. Maybe you have a new product you want to show off. If you're already hosting that, you've already indicated it using the virtual meeting element in your grid, then you can share that with Pittcon and we will promote it on our schedule within the platform and also on our website. So you can find all of this information on the exhibitor page of the website, and you can just submit this form right to us, we'll review it, and if it's approved, it'll go on our schedule. So the company name, the title, and a brief description. If you have questions about that, you can also reach out directly to me. So I am going to wrap things up for my part, and I'm going to pass it over to our LabRoots team. We have Tracy and Tyler Salcedo with us from LabRoots, and they are going to go in and give examples of everything you will need for conference week as a booth rep. So Tracy and Tyler, thank you so much for spending the time and providing this training. And Tyler, I will hand it over to you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. Can you just confirm with me real quick that you do see my screen now that I'm sharing?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Alrighty. Hi, everyone. Like Stephanie just mentioned, my name is Tyler Salcido. I'm one of the production managers here at LabRoots, and I'm happy to be taking you all through the booth representative demo today. So just to kick off, I'm going to first cover how you as a booth representative are going to register if you have not yet for the event, as well as how you will access the event prior to the event launch if you would like to check out your booth if you haven't yet, or would like to familiarize yourself with your booth as well as the booth rep dashboard that we will demo today before the event, as well as for the actual event itself. This is how you will enter. So if you do not have the link that I'm currently showing, this is a link that we'll provide to you post demo and meeting today. So you will have that for yourself where you can register if you need to or use it to access the event. But this is the Exhibitor microsite and representative portal to register and enter the event. So once you do have your tab and link pulled up here, you'll simply need to click on Go to Event. Since I'm already registered, I already have Go to Event. But if you're not registered yet, you'll have a Register Here button. And on click will take you to a quick registration form that will just require your name, job title, and company. And then you will have access to the event. So like I mentioned, I'm already registered. So I can now click on Go to Event, and this will take me right into the event here. Just a few important notes as well for the portal. We will be whitelisting all representatives who are set up for the booths. So you as a representative will only be able to use the portal if you are set up as a representative based on the listings that we've received from the point of contacts for booth setup. So just a quick note there that you be sure to use the correct email when registering and when logging in so that you are given access to the event and to your rep dashboard in the booth. Okay, so after entering into the event, you're taken into the landing page that is the lobby. And from here, you'll be able to navigate to your booth in a number of different ways. To start, the first way is the ability to search for your booth in the search bar at the top center of the event. I am using Azo Network as our booth example for today. So I've quickly searched for their booth here in the search bar. There's a number of pieces of content and links that pop up here in the search results depending on what my search result is included in pieces of content throughout the event. But the access for the actual booth itself will have the Go Launch button, as you can see here, and in the description reads click Go to visit booth. And on click will take me directly into the booth that I'm looking for, or if you're looking to just jump into your booth as you enter into the event, you can click on Go here and that will take you directly into your booth. You also can navigate to the exhibit hall by using the directory here in the lobby. So by clicking on Exposition, this will take me into the Exposition hall that I'll then be able to select the hall that I want to enter into, and then from there, my booth, which I'll show how that's done shortly. There also is a site map that you can use as well that will follow you around in the event no matter what location you are in, so you can quickly jump to your booth at any time using the site map, or again the search bar feature up in the top center of the event. The site map is located in the dock down below, so this dock will follow you around as you are in different areas of the event. So I'll quickly click on the site map banner here, and this is going to Uh-oh. Tracy, do you know why I might not have access to this now?
I would just refresh your screen. We just made some code change.
Got it. Sorry about that, everyone. There we go. So on click, the sitemap will pop up in the event browser, not a new tab, which is very helpful. And there's a few different ways that you or the attendees can find your booth. They can either search by category, and then on click will list booths that are related to this category. Or to the right here, you can search for your own company, or an attendee can search for the company and booth that they're looking for. And then on click will take them directly into your booth or the booth that they are searching for. So you can also use this for yourself if you're needing to jump into your booth quickly or finding another booth or location in the environment. As you're in the event, a quick note as well on some of these search features in the search bar, as well as the site map. Our team is still currently working on adding everybody in and linking them up with their booths. So if you don't see yours in just yet, know that we are working on those and definitely will have those in prior to the event. Okay, and last area where you can navigate into the exposition hall and then into your booth is, like I mentioned, in the dock below here that will follow you around the event. By clicking on exposition, will take you then into the exposition hall. And then from here, you'll be able to click into the hall number that your booth is located in. For the booth that I'm using as an example, they are in hall 13. So I will click on hall 13. And then from here, we'll show you the booths that are located in each specific hall. So after I found the booth that I'm looking for, either as an attendee or you as a representative, you'll simply just need to click on your booth thumbnail, and this will take you right into your booth. Okay, so just some information on the attendee versus representative view for your booth. The view does not change other than you having access to your rep dashboard that's located in the top right of your booth. So everything that you see here as a representative, the attendee will also see and have access to interact with as well. So like I mentioned, the rep dashboard is located up at the top right of your booth. If you are set up as a representative and the rep dashboard is not available to you, one quick troubleshooting option that we always recommend and start with is to simply clear your browser cache and cookies, refresh the event, and then log back in and try again. That usually solves the issue. But if not, you can contact us and we'll provide some ways that you can if you need support during the live event days if you're having trouble accessing your rep dashboard. So now we'll go ahead and jump into the rep dashboard and work through all of the tabs here in the dashboard quickly. And then as we wrap up with the demo for the dashboard and a few other features in the booth here, we'll have some time for questions. So feel free to submit your questions in the chat area as we're working through the rep dashboard here, and we'll be sure to answer your questions after we work through the dashboard. So to kick off with the first tab here in the rep dashboard, we have the Attendees tab. And you might have just heard a doorbell go off. This is a good spot to quickly stop and mention the doorbell and what the purpose of the doorbell is. The doorbell chime that you might have just heard hopefully will ring and sound as a attendee enters your booth. So that's a helpful notification for you to check into your rep dashboard here after hearing a doorbell, refreshing your attendee list and maybe seeing who has recently entered into your booth. So the Attendees tab is simply a listing of all the current attendees that are in your booth. You have a few different options here to take advantage of for the attendees that are in your booth, with some information that you can see about them, as well as some interaction and chat that you can start with them as well. So first option here is being able to open up the attendee profile card by clicking on the attendee name. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Tracy here. And on click will pull up their profile card where I'll be able to see information like their company name, title, and so on, as well as the ability to start a chat with them directly by clicking on the green chat icon. So by clicking on the green chat icon and starting a chat directly with an attendee, my chat box will pop up in the bottom right-hand corner of the event. This is where all chats will be located in the bottom right-hand of the event. And from here, I can send a quick hello to start a chat with this attendee and hopefully receive a response semi-soon where I then can begin conversation with them. Perfect. So I got a response, as you can see, and from here we can begin our conversation. I can also add other representatives or even other attendees to this chat if I wanted to. By clicking on Add People to this chat, the entire event's attendee listing will pop up, as you can see here, in a new window. From here, I can search for attendees or my representatives. I can sort them by different filters using advanced search. I can refresh if I need to at all. And then if I want to add, say, Christina as another attendee in my chat, or if they're a representative that can help me out with a question that an attendee has, I can click on their chat icon, and then that will create a chat with the three of us where we can continue conversation. I can also start a new chat at any time if I need to, and then I can also leave a chat at any time. Say I wrap up a conversation or I loop another representative into a chat with me and I'm no longer needed, I can then leave that chat whenever I'm ready to. You can have multiple chats taking place at one time. Those will all be located in a left column here, as you can see, and I can click back and forth between the two or multiple different chats that I have. And then lastly here for the chat box functionality, you also can start a video chat with an attendee if you ever need to or want to by clicking on the Start Video Chat button here. This is a one-to-one video chat, so you can't invite others or have more than 2 people on a video chat at one time. And then the video chat acts similar to that of Zoom. So if you're familiar with Zoom, you'll have the ability to mute and unmute yourself, both microphone and webcam at any time, and then you can end that chat, video chat, whenever you need to. Okay, some more info on the Attendees tab here. Over to the far right are, again, chat bubbles that I can click on and start chats with attendees as I would like to. And then to the very far right is the attendee profile card, which is different than the actual profile card that I just showed. The attendee profile card gives you some specific information for your booth. So you'll have some of the same information included in the attendee card that you do the profile card, like company and title and such. But you can see that there's some additional specific information here that can be helpful for my use. I can send an attendee an email. A quick note on the email feature here. This is not sent to the attendee's actual email inbox outside of the event. This is sent to the attendee's email box inside the event. And so what I mean by that is there is an inbox that every user for the event has in the event. Up at the top right, there is a gear icon that I'm currently hovering over. And you can see that I have one option available to me titled Email Inbox. On click will open up my inbox and outbox for my event email. The reason why emails are not sent to attendee emails outside of the event is just for protection purposes for the actual attendee's email. So just an important note to emphasize and make mention of here, to be sure to check your email inbox inside the event through the gear icon here at the top right if you are sending or receiving emails during the event. The email feature works as a normal email would, where you can draft an email, attach any files that you might want to send over that you couldn't in chat that I was showing earlier. You can also add attendees to your watch list in the attendee card. I'll go ahead and do that now. We'll get to the watch list tab shortly, and I'll show you how that works. I can also see the amount of times that an attendee has visited my booth. And then I can also see who the attendee is currently chatting with. This is specific to your booth, so you won't be able to see if attendees are chatting with other representatives in other booths other than your own. And then you can also see who an attendee chatted with in the past. So since I started a chat with Tracy here, and that chat is still active in the bottom right-hand corner here, it does show that I'm chatting with her currently and that I have now chatted with her in the past. Also, by clicking on the name of the representative, whether it's yourself or another representative here with the chatting with or chatted in the past, you will be able to send yourself via email a transcript of that chat if you ever need to download an individual chat and keep that for yourself. So you can click on email me this transcript, and the email that you use to register, the transcript will send to. And then over here to the right is a notes section where you can type in and keep track of any important notes for attendees that you might need for future use. So I'll type in a quick test note here for you to see. Your notes are date and timestamp, so hopefully that is helpful for you as well. And then you can also download your notes for attendees that you might have taken at any time if you want to keep those for yourself or share that with other representatives in your booth if that's helpful for them. Up at the top right is also an advanced search. If you have a number of attendees in your booth at one time, you can search for specific attendees based on the options that are available in the advanced search. And then you also have a refresh button up here at the top right. Looks like I have an update with 2 new attendees that joined. So I can click on refresh, and then I will see those new attendees that have entered into my booth. The next tab is the Rep Chat tab. This is an internal chat for all representatives to use for your purposes as needed. This can be helpful for reasons like delegating out which representatives will reach out to what attendees, or if attendees have requested chats with you as representatives, what representatives will begin chats with those attendees who have requested a chat. Whatever you might need to discuss amongst each other internally, this Rep Chat is available to you. As you can see, there is a Rep Chat test message here that I can also send another test as well to show you an example. I can delete my comments or anyone else's comments if I ever needed to. You have date and timestamps over to the far right as they're needed. And then one other helpful tool in the Rep Chat tab is the ability to pin important messages. So if there's a message or 2 or a handful of messages that would be important to pin in your Rep Chat tab for all representatives to see as they enter into the booth, to remind them of anything that they would need to maybe be reminded of, you can pin messages here. So I'll show a quick example of what that looks like and submit it. And you can see my pinned message is now shown here at the top of the Rep Chat tab, chat that's been had. And then you can also download your Rep Chat history at any time if you need that for yourself or to share with any others. Okay, next tab is the watch list tab. If you remember, I added Tracy to my watch list a little bit earlier. So the watch list tab or the watch list feature is helpful if you might be tied up with one or multiple chats at one time, but want to add an attendee to your watch list to maybe reach out to or even follow up with in the future. This watch list tab or this watch list feature is available for you to be able to keep track of attendees that you would want to reach out to in the future. So some helpful information here, the amount of attendees that are currently in your watch list, and then the same features that are available to you in the Attendees tab with being able to view the attendee profile card, as well as start a chat with them from here or view their attendee profile card. You can do that here in the watch list tab as well. Maybe you've reached out to the attendee now and you want to remove them from your watch list. You can do that through the attendee card like I've just done here. And then I can always add them back if I needed to. And then again, you can download the report for your watch list if you want to keep that for yourself or share with any others as you need. Okay, next tab is the chat history tab. The chat history tab is where all history of chats will be located, not only for yourself as an individual rep, but for all representatives in your booth that have chatted with attendees. And again, the same features that are available to you in the Attendees tab and the Watch List tab are available to you here in the Chat History tab. So you'll be able to open up again their profile card, their attendee card, and then you can start a new chat with them here if you'd like to, if you chatted with them in the past, or maybe another representative had mentioned to you that they chatted with so-and-so attendee. Will you go and check the Chat History tab and follow up with them? You can use that tab for those purposes and start a new chat with that attendee if you need to. And then again, if you wanted to come to your chat history tab and download individual chat transcripts, those again are located in the attendee card for you to download. You can clear the chat history at any time if you needed to clean up chat history, or maybe you've downloaded all of the chats that you and other representatives have had and you want to clear out the chat history tab, you can definitely do that. Last few tabs here are the chat queue and checklist. So the chat queue is going to be where all new attendees who have requested a chat with a representative will be placed into. So it looks like I just received one new request from an attendee to chat with a representative. So I'm going to refresh my list here, but you can also see some others who have requested a chat as well. So just to give a quick example of how this feature works for attendees so that you're aware, is as an attendee enters your booth and is ready to chat with a representative because they have questions or whatever it might be, they can click on the click to chat with a rep button here at the top left below the directory. And on click, they will be prompted with a message that thanks them for their interest and pretty much lets them know that their request has been received and a representative will reach out to them as soon as possible to help answer any questions that they might have. If no representatives are available at a time and are all offline, a different message will be shown to the attendee here that they're prompted with that will let them know all representatives are currently offline but will receive notification of a requested chat, as well as they're still placed in the chat queue for you to see at a later date when you're back in, but we'll at least let them know that no reps are available, but someone will reach out as they're able to. So back over to the chat queue tab, I can see the amount of attendees that have requested a chat with myself as a representative. And then below I have the listing of all of the attendees who have requested a chat. I have the same features available to me that I have in other tabs where I can quickly open up an attendee's profile card, their attendee card, and then starting a chat with them. But some other important information included in the chat queue is the amount of time that an attendee has been waiting for since they requested their chat by clicking on the click to chat with a rep button that I just showed a minute ago. So this can be very helpful for organization and who should be reached out to first, or how long someone has been waiting. If they've been waiting for quite some time since a chat has been started with them, you can prioritize them as an attendee for their chat. And then once you are ready to start a chat with the attendee who has requested one, simply click on the green chat icon as I've showed earlier, and your new chat will pop up in the bottom right-hand corner where you can begin conversation with the attendee. Now, an important note on the chat queue tab is once you start a chat with an attendee who's requested a chat, they will not automatically be removed from the chat queue tab here. It's important that you archive the attendee that you've started a chat with after you have started one, so that you can prevent from any overlap or multiple representatives reaching out to one attendee who's requested a chat. You'll be able to view the attendees that you've archived if you need to, if you've accidentally archived them, by clicking on the Show Archived Only box here. That will show you all of the archived attendees. So if I were to start a chat with this attendee here and archive them, I can click on the Show Archived Only and see that I have archived this attendee here. So just an important note to archive your attendees. Again, this is what the internal rep chat in your dashboard might be helpful for, to discuss amongst each other as representatives who will reach out to what attendees who have requested chats. And then lastly here in the dashboard is the rep checklist. So the rep checklist will be included in all of your dashboards. This is helpful information and outline for every tab that we just demoed and worked through together. So on the days of the live event, if you need a reminder or refresher at all on the functions of these different tabs in your dashboard, you can always take a look at your checklist here to give yourself a reminder of what's available in these different tabs and how they work. And then a few last features here in the booth that might be helpful to you, and then we'll move on in our agenda, is the info and representatives card located at the top right of your booth. This is available to see for both you as a representative as well as attendees. And this is just a list of all of the representatives that are set up for the booth. This is a good example to show you the difference between different colored chat icons. So you can see a green chat icon and a gray chat icon. Green means that I or another representative is online and available to chat, to be reached out to. Gray means that the representative is not in the event and is currently not available. So an attendee will not be able to click on the chat icon here to start a chat with this representative. And then lastly, you can also set your preference on whether you're online, away, or do not disturb. If you have do not disturb on, any chats that are sent to you will not give you notification. You'll still receive those, but you will be able to follow up with those at a later time as you're available or ready to. And I think that pretty much covers it, Tracy, unless I missed out on covering anything here in the booth or the rep dashboard that you can think of.
No, I think you covered everything.
Okay. All right, and then
Okay.
I think,
I'm sorry, Tyler, go ahead.
oh, go ahead. I was just pulling up the agenda on my end to see what's next to cover, but Tracy, maybe you have that pulled up on your end. I think you have the next item on the list.
Yes, so for the reporting that LabRoots will be providing for each booth would be provided at the end of the live expo. It will include all of the attendees that visited your booth, the content that they accessed, the click actions that they engaged, and the full chat transcript. So those reports will be provided to Stephanie to disperse to you guys at the end of the live expo. And I think that's it, Stephanie.
Okay, Tyler, Tracy, thank you so much. At this time, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions. So we have quite a few here in the chat. I'm going to try to get to them all. If we run out of time here, then I will follow up by email. All right. Okay, so Tyler and Tracy, I think this might be one for you. When will registered exhibitors get an email invite to set up their profiles? And 2, when do we get access to attendees?
So that microsite is where they need to go to set up their profiles. And then they have access to the attendees when they enter into the event, but the actual reporting with the detailed listing would be at the end of the live expo.
Okay, thank you. Next question. If you are not a rep, should you see the rep dashboard button at the top?
No. And just to speak to that a little bit more, the dashboards are individual to each booth. So if you have multiple booths for your company, the dashboards in each of those different booths would be specific to that booth and the activity in that booth.
Okay, the next question I'm going to direct to Neil Dando, our president. It is, how many non-exhibitor attendees are currently registered for Pittcon, and what's the expected total number for when the show goes live?
A good question. So this is our 72nd year. It's the first year we've done a virtual show. And best I can answer that question is to say, last year we had 10,000 attendees. And it will remain to be seen what our attendance will be at this virtual show. We are over 2 weeks out. You know, at a virtual show, of course, most signups are going to be shortly before the show. So these next 2 weeks will be telling for us. It's a good question. I'm excited to see to determine the answer for that myself. So we'll see what happens over the next 2.5 weeks.
Thank you, Neil. Next question, will the conversations with other people be in tabs or does it stack? Tyler or Tracy?
They stack. So if Tyler, open up your chat again, you can see on the left, when there's multiple, they stack on the left.
Okay, next question, and there's a lot of questions in here about booth rep registration. So I'm the organizer for my company for the event. When will other team members get emails allowing them to finalize their registration? Tyler, if you could just go over the full booth rep registration process from beginning to end, I think that would be helpful. I know that some people have already received their link to register and they've done so, or they've forwarded it to their reps to register themselves. So if you could just kind of go over that one more time, I think it would be helpful.
Yeah, definitely. So here is the site where you will register as a representative and then be able to log into the event prior to familiarize yourself with your booth rep dashboard, as well as this is also the portal that you will use to enter the event as a representative. I'm already registered, so I do not have the register here. I'll try to quickly log out to see if I can show. Yes, I can. So you can see here, as someone who's not registered, I'm prompted with register now. And by clicking on registered now, I'll need to enter into my email address and then as well as some additional information, my name as well as company and title. Since I'm already registered, it is recognizing my email, so it's not requiring me to fill out that information. But once you do, you can click on submit. And then this will take you right into the event. So it's as easy and simple as that after you do register.
Okay, thank you. Next question, will there be notifications to show that your email inbox has new message?
Unfortunately not, so you will have to keep an eye on your email inbox. Once you do have your email inbox open, you will see notification of the amount of emails that you have in your inbox and outbox, as well as those that are currently unread. So not until you enter into your email inbox will you see those notifications.
Okay. Which engagement metrics are available to exhibitors? Is it CSV or can it be integrated with Salesforce CRM?
They are a CSV file.
Okay. How many booth reps can be in the dashboard at a time?
It's unlimited.
Okay, Tyler, can you show us how to send ourselves a transcript again, please?
Yeah, of course. You jump over to the booth that I'm using here as an example. Let's see. So you'll need to open up your rep dashboard, and then once you've found the attendee that you want to download the chat history transcript for, you can do so if the attendee is currently in your booth. If not, you can click on the chat history tab to view all attendees that you've had chats with, as well as other representatives. You'll then need to click on the attendee card to the far right of the attendee. That will open up their attendee card here. And then again, you can see who they're currently chatting with and who they've chatted with in the past, but you can see the names of the representatives, just myself right now. But if other representatives have had chats as well, you'll be able to see their name here as well. You then will need to simply click on the name of the representative that you want to download the chat transcript for. That will open up a chat transcript box. From here, you'll be able to see the chat transcript. And then here at the top center is a button you can click on, email me this transcript. And then the transcript will be emailed to the email that you use to register for the event. So that is how you download the chat transcript.
Thank you. Will you be able to forward the in-event email to yourself at the end of the event?
That is a good question. I will need to check in on that and then I can follow back up. Stephanie, maybe if you have the name of that representative and email, I can follow up with them and provide some more information.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Are attendees made aware when you put them on your watch list?
Attendees are not made aware if you put them on your watch list.
How long after a chat does a person have the ability to forward it to their email?
At any time. So no matter how far after a chat has had, those transcripts will be available to you to download out of your dashboard.
Okay, and just to clarify another kind of rep registration, Tyler, you gave a great explanation of that, but that actual microsite, the link to get to that registration page for booth reps, I can provide that link. And is it also in their Asana task link for them to log in and register?
It is not, although we can provide that to the point of contacts. Since we've been working with the point of contacts who might not be representatives, we haven't been providing those, but we can if that's helpful.
Okay, I can also send out an email to everyone on this webinar with that link in case you haven't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Another good question is, will all the material Tyler has been talking about be available in a cheat sheet format or an instruction format? I think that's a really great idea. I can try to work on putting some of that together, and I'll work with Tracy and Tyler on that, and we can get it up on the website for you.
And just to speak to that a little bit as well, we will, I believe, Stephanie, you're recording this meeting, so we'll be able to provide this training if you are. We're also working on wrapping up, hopefully today, a FAQ document that we'll be providing to you as booth representatives as well, that will touch and cover a lot of what we reviewed today. And then lastly, in your rep dashboard, like I mentioned in the last tab here for the rep checklist, is again some helpful information at a high level of each tab, its functionality and how to use that functionality. So you can always take a quick look at the checklist here as well while you're staffing your booth for some helpful information on each tab.
Yes, thank you. How do you use the matchmaking feature? Tracy, are you able to talk on that?
Matchmaking as far as the product and services?
Yes.
Yes, that would be in the sitemap that Tyler displayed early on. As long as you've provided the product and services that your company falls under, when an attendee logs in, they can use the sitemap to find those companies that fall under those easily and click to get into the booth and engage with you.
Okay. How is the chat queue organized? Oldest first, newest first? Does responding to the request in the queue remove the attendee from the queue?
Yeah, so the chat queue is organized by newest requests. Or actually, I'm sorry, the order of the chat queue is by oldest request. So you can see an hour and 40 minutes ago, I requested a chat here in the booth as a test. And so I'm placed here at the top as a way to prioritize attendees that have been waiting longer than others. You can see at the bottom of the list is Tracy, who's been waiting the least amount of time since she's requested. And then for the actual chat, after that's begun, the attendee will not be removed from the chat queue. So you'll need to be sure to use the archive button here at the far right of the attendee to archive them and remove them from the chat queue tab here so that other representatives don't reach out as well, and you can help prevent any overlap there. And then if you were to archive an attendee, sorry, let me just close that out real quick. If you were to archive an attendee, you can always check the show archive only box here, and this will show all of the attendees that you've archived.
Okay. Does the avatar have a chat function? I'm pretty sure that your avatars are just static images, but Tyler, if you want to add anything to that and clarify.
Yes, the avatars are just static images in the booth, so the attendee will need to click on the click to chat with a rep area underneath the directory in order to request a chat.
Thank you. And when do exhibitors and when does the team, the reps, get access to the virtual booth so that they can play around with it prior to the event and explore the features?
Yeah, depending on where your booth is currently at in the process of being built, once your booth has been built, we provide a review link to the point of contact for review, and at that time we can provide the link to register as a representative that we showed a little bit earlier for you to get set up and then access the event as well. So I would check in with the point of contact if you're aware of who that is that's working on the booth build with our team to see where your booth is at in its progress with being built. And if it has been built, we can provide that link for you to get set up with and check out your booth.
On the chat queue screen, what does the green balloon icon mean?
So the green balloon icon, as mentioned, is the chat icon. So on click, we'll open up a chat box in the bottom right-hand corner, and I can reach out to that attendee there. And then this icon is also located in other tabs in the rep dashboard, like the Attendees tab. Pretty much every other tab here in the dashboard, you have access to start a chat with the attendee.
Where do my reps set up their profiles, photos, and other information?
Yep, definitely. So that is done again through the registration portal that we can provide a link for to register at, and that is where you can also upload your photo and provide the information that's needed to register.
Okay, we have a lot of questions coming in. I'm going to do a few more, and then what we don't get to, we can follow up via email or phone call. We just want to be conscious of the time here. So, does an attendee have to be in your booth in order to chat?
Good question, and this is a good opportunity to make a very important note. So you can start a chat with an attendee outside of your booth. You can click on the Now Attending number at the top right of the event, and that will open up a window of all of the attendees in the event currently. And from here, you can see the chat icons that I can click on to start a chat with whatever attendee that I do choose. But if you as a representative, and this is the important note, are outside of your booth and were to start a chat with an attendee, that will not be recorded as a representative to attendee chat that you then can download the transcript of or revisit your chat history at any time. So very important that you do have the chats while you are in the booth in order for them to be recorded. Technically, what happens if you are out of your booth does not recognize you as a representative and will record it as an attendee to an attendee chat, and that's the reason why it is not kept as any kind of transcript. So very important note there, but the answer is yes, you can start chats with attendees outside of your booth by clicking on the Now Attending number at the top right.
Okay, there are several options to download various things, notes, chats, etc. What is one of, I'm sorry, what is on these downloads?
Stephanie, will you ask that question one more time just so I understand?
Sure. So there are several options to download various items, notes, chats, etc. I believe they're talking about the dashboard. And what is on these downloads? What information?
Yeah, so the information that is in the download is the attendee name as well as the information that is in that specific report that you are downloading. Tracy, is that correct? There's no other information provided? Any other information wanted from that attendee would need to be found in the reports that we provide after?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, and last question here. Will we be sending this PowerPoint? And yes, this is all being recorded. It will be sent to all attendees, the video recording as well as the slide deck. We're also going to try to make a little Q&A with these questions because there are so many of them and they're very good questions for you all to know. So we're gonna end here with these questions. Tyler, Tracy, if there's anything else you want to add before we end here.
Yeah, just one last note to add or mention is that on the day of the event, if you need any support at all as a representative, we have a few different options that will be available to you. First option being there is a help desk in the event. I will show real quick where that's located. It's in your dock here that follows you around, so you can access the help desk in the bottom right here. And if you're having any issues, you can send your issues or concerns over in the help desk, and we'll have multiple staff staffing the help desk to help you out. And then there also will be the training here that you can refer to in the FAQ document that we'll send over. Remember the checklist in your dashboard as well if you have any questions on the tabs and their functionality, as well as we're planning to set up an exhibitor question portal, which will provide more detail on and provide instruction to you for you as representatives in particular to submit any questions or concerns that you might have during the event as well, that we can prioritize and help you out with. So stay tuned on that, but just wanted to mention as we wrap up here some different options for support as you need it come the days of the event.
Okay, thank you. And thank you again, Tracy and Tyler, for taking the time today and providing this training. A lot of good information here. And like he said, we will have this provided to you so that you can review it and see other questions as well. Thank you for attending and have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.